विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदक प्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु नो देव सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं गुरुर्भवतु नः सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीराम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि। श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गारगुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्नुत शौर्य रमाललाम दुर्वारुकबन्धराक्षसविराम जगज्जनकल्मषार्णवोत्तारकनाम भद्रगिरि दाशरथी करुणापयोनिधि आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीय विग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। पूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। यतन पंचांगम April 16th as per Eastern time शुभकृन्नाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे वसंत ऋतौ चैत्र मासे शुक्ल पक्षे चतुर्दशी तिथिः till 4:55 p.m. स्थिरवासरः like always हस्ता नक्षत्रम till 11:10 p.m. followed by Chitra Vyaghata Yoga till 8:03 p.m. followed by Harshana Yoga Vanik Karanam till 4:55 p.m. coinciding with the Tithi, followed by Vishti Karanam till 3:58 a.m. followed by Bhava Karanam. Sarvebhyah Suprabhatam. Anyone recap last Sarga?
जनकराज्ञा तस्य मंत्रिणाम् अयोध्यां प्रति प्रेषितवान् दशरथ राजाम् आनेतुं निवेदयितुं। रामस्य धनुर्भङ्गवृत्तान्तं निवेदयितुं सः प्रेषितवान् तस्य मंत्रिणाम्।
Correct. So because Rama has passed or what do you say bet the oath or the resolution of Janaka that Sītā is a Virya Shulka, and Rama has proved his excellence of Virya, and so Janaka immediately takes the permission of Vishwamitra to propose it to his parents. So immediately he sends his messengers to bring to go inform and bring Daśaratha Maharaja to Mithila. That's where we ended the last sarga. Atha ashtashashtitamah sargah.
Atha ashtashashtitamah sargah.
Janakena samadishta.
Janakena samadishta.
Dūtāste klāntavāhanā.
Dūtāste klāntavāhanā.
Triratramushita marge.
Triratramushita marge.
Te yodhyam pravishan purim.
Te yodhyam pravishan purim.
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 So Janakena samadishtaha, ordered by Janaka, te dūtāha, those messengers, klāntavāhanā, in a very running in very fast vehicles. Klāntavāhanā. Triratram ushitaha marge. So along the path or along the path to Ayodhya, they had to spend 3 nights. Triratram ushitaha marge. Te Ayodhyam Purim pravishan. So after spending 3 days of journey and 3 nights of stay, 3 nights of halts in between, finally they have reached Ayodhya Puri. Te Raja Vachana Duta.
Te Rajavachana Duta.
Rajaveshma Praveshita.
Rajaveshma Praveshita.
Dadrushur Deva Sankasham.
Dadursh Deva Sankasham.
Vriddham Daśaratham Rupam.
Ruddham Daśaratham Rupam.
So finally, after reaching the city of Ayodhya, Te Rajavachanat. So with the orders of Raja or with the acceptance of Raja, which means Rajnyaha Janaka Mantrinaha Bhavat Sandarshanartham Samagataha iti Svaduta Prarthita Daśarathasya Vachanat Shighram Tan Anaya Ityajnataha. So that is a long bhashyam given there, commentary given there, saying the Dutas who came with the orders of Janaka, Janaka Mantrinaha, Janaka's ministers or Janaka's secretaries, Bhavat Sandarshanartham Samagataha. They have come to say, we have come to seek you, to take you, to meet with you. Iti Svaduta Prarthita Daśarathasya Vachanat. Because they have ordered that, and that, through call or whatever, intercom, they say, sir, you have some visitors from Mithila. They say, they have come from Janaka's thing. And Daśaratha, all right, let them in. So that is called Rajavachanat. So much of context is hidden in just 2 words there, Rajavachanat. Which means Daśaratha has finally let them in. Te Rajavachanat te dutaha Rajaveshma praveshitaha. Rajaveshma, Veshma means
home, palace.
Home, Griham. Veshma, Sadanam, Griham, Bhavanam, all of these are in describing different aspects. Yet where you live is called Veshma. Vish, Pravishati, right? Vish, where you enter, where you stay is Veshma. That place that lets you stay, so in a way abode or living, is Veshma. So Raja Veshma, the princely place of living. Praveshita, they have entered that place. And there, Dadrushuhu, they have seen. What kind of whom did they see? Vriddham Deva Sankasham, Vriddham Nrupam Daśaratham. Deva Sankasham, somebody glowing, Prakasham, Samyak Kasham, Samkasham. So, like Deva, so he won that elderly with white beards and Rajarshi, who was looking like God. Deva Sankasham Vriddham. Vriddham here is given more, or again the commentary given here is Vilakshanaihi. Vilakshana Aishwaryavattvena Paramavriddhim Praptam. So here, not just by the physical body age, he is called Vriddha, but by Vilakshana Aishwaryam. Aishwaryam means what?
Glow.
Why is it called? Why is Aishwarya called in Bha? The word is Aishwaryam. So Ishwarasya Vishayaha Aishwaryam. Aishwaryam, normally today we all think Aishwaryam means wealth, currency, dollars. Right? But Aishwaryam is Ishwarasya Vishayam. It is that of Ishvara is called Aishwarya. So that too Vilakshana Aishwaryavattvena, very unique qualities of Ishvara's blessings, prominently visible in him, is qualified here with the adjective called vruddha. Vruddha is not by just by age, but vilakshanaishwaryavattvena paramavruddhim praptam. Absolute or extreme blessings of Ishvara, one who has received, and glowing with that sankasham. So that having received that through experience is vruddham. Daśaratham rūpam. So they have seen the king Daśaratha, who seemed like grown old because of so long experience of having divine blessings, and so glowing with that divine blessings. Deva sankasham vruddham daśaratham nrupam dadrushuhu. Baddhanjali puta sarve.
Baddhanjali puta sarve.
Duta vigata sadhvasaha.
Duta vigata sadhvasaha.
Rajanam prayata vakyam.
Rajanam prayata vakyam.
Abruvan madhuraksharam.
Abruvan madhuraksharam.
Last time also we have seen this usage. Vigata sadhvasa. There the vigata sadhvasa was given for Janaka. That, now he is relieved of the long apprehension that he had of, would I ever find somebody who can prove his excellence of virya in holding, in installing the śiva-dhanu. Right? Now, Vigata, having gotten rid of that, was used for Daśaratha there, Vigata Sadhvasa. Here, Vigata Sadhvasaha is for the Dutaha. Now, what is their thing? Atiharsha prapaka janaka sandeshasya vaktavyatvena Vigata bhayaha. They have got the opportunity, finally, of expressing the message or of presenting the message of Janaka. And so now they are ridden of any, would Daśaratha allow us? Would he allow us into his palace? Would he accept to listen to the message that we bring? Will he be cordial enough to, to entertain us, to present the message? So all those apprehensions having lost is Vigata Sadhvasaha. So Vigata Sadhvasaha Dutaha Sarve Baddhanjali Putaha. We always said, when you are talking in a humble manner to elderly, gracious people, we are in Baddhanjali Putaha or Namaskar Mudra. With any of these, our traditional poses, we, talk to such people. So Baddhanjali Putaha Sarve Dutaha Vigata Sadhvasaha Rajanam and Prayataha. All of them are sort of rehearsing. How should we, crisply prepare or crisply present the message without any redundancies, like we all were doing, like in Dharma Ambassador, we were doing Vivaksha Abhyas, right? So likewise, that people who do that preparations are Prayataha. So they have done all the preparation of how should we, as soon as he says, okay, tell me, what do you have to say? As soon as he says, how should we present? Having prepared for it thoroughly is Prayataha. So Prayataha.
Sadhvasaha ityukte apprehension or apprehend?
Apprehension, yeah.
Apprehension.
So Vigata Sadhvasaha, ridden of those apprehensions. So Prayataha Rajanam Madhuram Vakyam Madhuraksharam Vakyam Abruvan. Finally, having well prepared, they have presented it so thoroughly, the message, that it sounded like very pleasing, melodious statement, speech. Maithilo Janako Raja.
Maithilo Janako Raja.
Sagnihotra Paraskritam.
Sagnihotra Puraskritam
Kushalam chavyayam chaiva
Kushalam Chavyam Chaiva
Sopadhyaya purohitam
Sopadhyaya Purohitam
Muhur madhuraya
Muhur Madhuraya
Sneha samyuktaya girah
Sneha Samyuktaya Girah
Janakastvam Maharaja
Janakastvam Maharaja
Pruchate sapurassaram.
Pruchate Sapura Saram.
So that is the first statement they have made. Maithilaha of Mithila is Maithilaha. Maithilaha Raja Janakaha, the king of Mithila, Janakaha, sa Agnihotra Puraskritam, by keeping the Agnihotra, by giving prominence to Agnihotra, by giving precedence, higher priority to Agnihotra. Such people are called Agnihotra Puraskritaha. Agnihotra Puraskritam Kushalam cha Avyayam cha Sopadhyaya Purohitam eva. So that king Janaka of Mithila, having Agnihotra in front of him, or in front of him as in giving the highest priority for Agnihotra, sa Upadhyaya Purohitam, along with his Purohitas and Upadhyayas, along with his scholars, guides, advisors, and the traditional guides. Along with all of them, muhuhu, over and over, madhuraya gira sneha samyuktaya, with a very pleasing, melodious, nice sentences. Janakaha tvam pruchate, Maharaja Janakaha tvam pruchate, he is asking you, sapurah saram. Sapurah saram means puraha sara bhrutyah tat sahitam, along with his workers, along with his team, because it is a stately affair, not just a personal affair. So along with his all cabinet of ministers, his advisors, his scholars, his workers, along with all of them, having obtained the consent of all of them, he is asking you for this. What is it? We'll see in the next sloka. Prishtva kushalam avyagram
पृष्ट्वा कुशलमव्यग्रम्
Vaideho mithiladhipaha
वैदेहो मिथिलाधिपः
Kaushikanumate vakyam
कौशिकानुमते वाक्यम्
bhavantamidam abravit.
भवन्तमिदमब्रवीत्.
So he is asking you with Prishtva kushalam avyagram. He has asked you your welfare first, having asked you your kushalam, sarvam kushalam iti. So Prishtva kushalam avyagram, that you are not tensed, that you are cool. Vaideha of Videha is Vaideha, of Mithila is Maithilaha. So Mithila, Vaideha is the Videha is the bigger state, Mithila is the city in that. So head of that Videha Rajya is Vaideha, and so of that Mithila, of that Videha is Vaidehi. Vaideha is Janaka in this context. When we say Vaidehi is Sītā. So Vaideha Mithiladhipaha, head of Mithila's city, Kaushikanumate, along with permission from Kaushika, who is Vishwamitra, Bhavantam, unto you, idam vakyam abravit. He has asked us to present this statement to you. Purvam pratignya vidita. Quickly, if nobody, anyone, Arun Madhav.
Purvam pratignya vidita.
Virya shulka mamatmaja.
Virya shulka mamatmaja.
Rajanascha krita marshah.
Rajanastha Kutamarashaha
Nirvirya Vimukhi Kritaha.
Nirvirya Vimukhi Kruta.
So now the actual indirect speech of Janaka is being said by these dutas. Purvam, long back, Pratignya Vidita. He made an oath. He made an oath. He made the world aware of his oath. Vidita, he made it aware. That Mama Atmaja Virya Shulka, that my daughter is a Virya Shulka. She can be claimed only by proving somebody's that valor. Rajanaha Kritamarshaha. Several kings have attempted it. Nirviryaha. They were, they were unsuccessful. They were incapable. And Vimukhi Kritaha. Hence were turned back. Vimukhi Kritaha. They were turned back. Seyam Mama Sūtā Rajan.
Seyam Mama Sūtā Rajan.
Vishwamitra Purasaraihi.
Vishwamitra Purasaraihi.
Yadruchayagatair Viraihi.
Yadruchaya Gatair Viraihi.
Nirjita Tava Putrakaihi.
Nirjita Tava Putrakaihi.
So, most important word is Yadruchaya. Yadruchaya means coincidentally, surprisingly, unplanned. There was no plan. It so happened that suddenly Vishwamitra Purasaraihi, by keeping Vishwamitra, with the leadership of Vishwamitra, with Vishwamitra being in the front, Yadruchaya Agataihi, by those two who have come, having Vishwamitra in front of them, Nirjita, finally they have won. They have won the challenge. Nirjita Tava Putrakaihi, by your sons, they have my daughter. Sya Iyam Mama Sūtā Nirjita. My daughter is won over by your sons, who have out of blue appeared with Vishwamitra in front of them and have won over my daughter. Sa Iyam Mama Sūtā Tava Putrakaihi Yadruchaya Agataihi Vishwamitra Purasaraihi Nirjita. So that's how the Rajan. So they are addressing him. Oh Rajan. And this as if Janaka is telling it to Daśaratha. By your sons, my daughter is won over because they have proven the Virya Shulka. Tacha Rajan Dhanurdivyam.
Tacha Rajan Dhanurdivyam.
Madhye Bhagnam Mahatmana.
Madhye Bhagnam Mahatmana.
Ramena hi Maharaja.
Ramena hi Maharaja.
Mahatyam Janasamsadi.
Mahatyam Janasamsadi.
So in fact, if you see, we always talked about whenever they say Raghavau, Tau, Ubhau, Rama Lakshmanau, we always said they were using the Dvivachanam of Sanskritam, right? But here, Putrakaihi is Bahuvachanam Tritiya Vibhakti. Putrakaihi Purasaraya, Vishwamitra Purasaraihi, Yadruchaya Agataihi, Viraihi. Why is he using Bahuvachanam? So the commentator says, with regards, with very high regards by Janaka for Rama and Lakshmana, out of respect we use Bahuvachanam, right? Even Aap is a Bahuvachanam. Aap log, jaisa, with respect when we say, it is in Bahuvachanam. So also Janaka, with respect for Rama and Lakshmana, even though it is Dvivachanam, he has used Bahuvachanam as respect. So that's one point to note there. So and he's saying, so what was that, how did he Nirjita? How is my daughter Nirjita? It is Tat cha Rajan Dhanur Divyam Dhanuhu Madhye Bhagnam Mahatmana Ramena. That divine Dhanuhu was broken. Bhagnam was broken. Madhye, in the middle, where you hold with your hand, there itself it was broken as he was tying the string of the arrow. Jya is it is called. So Madhye Bhagnam Mahatmana Ramena Maharaja, where not just in privacy anywhere, this is a public fact. It is Mahatyam Jana Samsadi, in a huge amidst huge crowd of people. The entire Mithila came as they were bringing that Manjusha, Ashtachakrika Manjusha. We saw that all people started leaving their homes, leaving their offices, leaving their shops, leaving their workplaces. All of them have started following that Manjusha, and all of them have ended up at the Yajnavatika, where already there are hundreds and thousands of rishis, right? So in that huge crowd of people, amidst them, as a public fact, your son Rama has broken that divine Dhanuhu in half, in the middle, and hence he has won over my daughter. Asmai Deya Maya Sītā.
Asmai Deya Maya Sītā.
Viryashulka Mahatmane.
Viryashulka Mahatmane.
Pratignyam Kartumichhami.
Pratignyam Kartumichhami.
Tadanugnatum arhasi.
Tadanugnatum arhasi.
So Asmai, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai is unto him. Asmai is unto. In English, you don't have any different adjective. But in all our languages, we know, right? Tasmai is unto that him. Asmai is unto this him. Somebody who is near. So, Asmai unto this Rama, Maya by me, Viryashulka Sītā Deya. Is Deya is to be given. Deyam Dina Janaya Nimittam, says right in Bhajagovindam. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram. Dhyayam Rupam Ajasram. Deyam Dina Janaya Nimittam. Right? So goes it. So Deyam means there it is in Napunsakalinga, Deyam. What is to be Deyam? Dina Janaya Nimittam Dhanam. So here it is Sītā is to be given. So Sītā Deya. To whom? Asmai Mahatmane. Because in the previous sentence it was by Ramena Mahatmana it was broken in Tritiya Vibhakti. By the great Rama, the will was broken. The will as in the bow. Villu is in Telugu. Bow. The bow was broken. So now Chaturthi Vibhakti. To that Mahatmane, Asmai Mahatmane, Maya Sītā Viryashulka Deya. So hence I have to give it. Pratignyam kartum ichhami. I want you to know the promise that I made. Tat anugnatum arhasi. May you be aware of it, and aware of it means you accept it. Let me make that promise, or let me keep my promise, and let you know my promise, and may you be aware of it, which means may you accept that promise. Sopadhyayo Maharaja.
Sopadhyayo Maharaja.
Purohita Purassaraha.
Purohita Purassaraha.
Shigramagacha Bhadramte.
Shigramagacha Bhadramte.
Drashtumarhasi Raghavo.
Drashtumarhasi Raghavo.
It has been a long time for you also that your sons were away. So Shigram Agacha. So please come very quickly. How? Sa Upadhyaya Purohitaha Purassaraha. Along with your Upadhyayas, along with your scholars, your advisors, and your Purohita, your well-wishers, keeping them in front of you, you also, O Maharaja, please come along with them quickly. Bhadramte, all the best to you. Raghavo Drashtumarhasi. By that, you can also see your Raghavo, your two sons. Here it is Dvivachanam. Raghavo, your two sons, Rama and Lakshmana, who are with us in our Yajnavatika. Kushika Guptau, protected by Vishwamitra, under the protection of Vishwamitra. So please come quickly. is the prayer or is the request, plea, invitation from Janaka. Pratignyam mama Rajendra
Pratigyam mama Rajendra
nirvartayitum
nirvartayitum arhasi
putrayorubhayoreva
putrayo yuva ubayoreva
pritim tvamapi lapsyase.
pritim tvamapi lapsase.
You shall also get pritihi. Lapsyase. Labha is the root there. Labha is to obtain. Lapsyase in future tense. Atmanepadi. You shall also obtain pritim. Tvamapi pritim lapsyase. Of what priti? Putrayoho bhayoho eva. Of your two sons, love, also you shall obtain. So hence come back quickly. And pratignyam mama Rajendra nirvartayitum arhasi. May you kindly let me keep up my promise. Mama pratignyam nirvartayitum. May you let me execute my promise, keep up my promise, which is to give my daughter to that Virya Shulka, whoever has proven his ability, excellence. So let me keep up my promise. Mama pratignyam Rajendra nirvartayitum arhasi. And also tvamapi putrayoho ubhayoho eva pritim lapsyase. Evam videhadipatir.
Evam videhadhirpatim
Patihi
patihi
madhuram vakyam abravit.
madhuram vakyam abravit
Vishwamitrabhyanugnatah
vishwamitrabhyanugnatah
shatanandamate sthitah.
yatanandamate sthitah.
So they are saying, okay, thus evam, thus videhadipatihi madhuram vakyam abravit. Thus our king of Videha state has said this, has conveyed this invitation to you. Vishwamitra abhyanugnataha. It's not a free will of his own or random, wish of his own. He is also accepted and instructed or by Vishwamitra. Shatananda mate sthitaha. Also in the presence of Shatananda's intellect or Shatananda's advice. So under the advice of Shatananda, with the permission of Vishwamitra, our Videha's king Janaka has asked us to convey this message, whatever the previous 4-5 shlokas. Duta vakyam tu tachrutva
Dutavakyam tu tatshritva
Raja paramaharshitah
Raja paramaharshitah
Vasishtham Vamadevancha
Vasishtam Vamadevam cha
Mantrinonyanscha sobravit.
Mantrinonyanscha sobravit.
So Duta Vakyam, Tad Duta Vakyam Shrutva, by listening to that statement or speech of the messengers of Janaka, Raja Paramaharshitaha. So Daśaratha also is now very, very happy, because Daśaratha also has been eagerly waiting. Oh, it's time to make Raja, my Rama, the Yuvaraja, which means I should first of all get him married, and so find a nice girl for him, and then make him Yuvaraja, and then I can retire. That has been his long-lasting, which we will know in the Ayodhya, once Ayodhya Kanda starts in less than 10 sargas from now. So Paramaharshitaha, Vasishtam, Vamadevam, Anya Mantrinaha cha Saha Abravit. So he addressed or he said this to Vasishtha, Vamadeva, and other ministers of his in the cabinet. Gupta Kushika Putrena
Gupta Kushika Putrena
Kausalyanandavardhanaha
Kausalyanandavardhana
Lakshmanena Saha Bhratra
Lakshmanena Saha Bhratra
Videheshu Vasatyasau.
Videheshu Vasatsau.
Vasati asava
Sat- sat.
So he is now telling it to Vasishtha and all very formally, even though all of them know it, but formally when you present, you again give the context. So Kushika Putrena Guptaha, protected by Kushika Putra, who is Vishwamitra. Kausalyananda Vardhanaha. Daśaratha looks at Rama as Kausalyananda Vardhanaha, Kausalya's son, and constantly giver of constantly growing happiness for Kausalya. Kausalya Ananda Vardhana, or grower is not a good word in English, so I put it as giver of constantly growing happiness. So Kausalya Ananda Vardhana, Lakshmanena Sahabhratra, along with his brother Lakshmana, that is Tritiya Vibhakti. Bhrataha Bhratra, Lakshmanaha Lakshmanena, Saha, along with the brother Lakshmana. Videheshu Vasati Asau. Those two are now in Videha states, in Videheshu, in the places of Videha. Drishta Viryastu Kakutstau.
Drishtaviryastu kakutsau
Janakena Mahatmana.
Janakena Mahatmana
Sampradanam Sutayastu.
Sampradanam Sutayastu
Raghave Kartumichati.
Raghave Kartumichati.
So they are saying that Janakena, by Mahatma Janaka, Janakena Mahatmana, Drishta Viryaha Kakutstaha. Rama's excellence, Rama's power, Rama's valor has been observed, noticed by the Mahatma Janaka. And such Janaka, Sampradanam Sutayaha tu Raghave Kartumichati. He would like to do Sampradanam. Sampradanam means Kanyadanam. That is called Sampradanam, giving his daughter. So Sutayaha Sampradanam Raghave Kartumichati. He wants to offer his daughter Suta to our Raghava, which means our Rama. Raghave Kartum Ichhati. Yadi vo rochate vrittam.
Yadi vo rochate vrittam.
Janakasya Mahatmanaha.
Janakasya Mahatmanaha.
Purim gacchamahe shighram.
Purim gacchamahe shighram.
Abhut kalasya paryayaha.
Mabhut kalasya paryaya.
So see the Maryada, political Maryada, Rajaniti. Right? If it is between families, you decide, right? But here it is by state heads. So they consult even for otherwise what is called as a personal affair of marriages of their children, which is otherwise seen like personal thing, right? But they consult their gurus, Vasishtha, etc. And they are saying, Yadi vo rochate, if you happen to like Janakasya Mahatmanaha Vrittam, if you happen to like whatever happened there at Janaka's place and whatever is offered by Janaka, if you like it, then Shighram Purim Gacchamahe. Let us quickly start for Mithilapuri. Abhut Kalasya Paryayaha. If you like, then let's not delay any longer. Let's quickly start. Is how they are saying. Right?
किमर्थं गच्छामः गच्छामः किमर्थम् उपयोगः आत्मनि
तद् वैदिक आर्षप्रयोगः इति गच्छामः इति वयम् उपयुज्मः लौकिके परन्तु तद् आर्षप्रयोगः which we should not. We will only say gacchamaha. That is arshprayogah. So it is an exception. It is an exception that is only to be used by them. Purim gacchamaha shighram mabhut kalasya paryayaha. Mantrino badhamityahu.
Mantrino badhamityahu.
Saha sarvair maharshibhihi.
Saha sarvair maharshibhihi.
Supritascha Raja
Supritascha Raja
Shoyatreti sa mantrinaha.
Svoyatreti sa mantrinaha.
So mantrinaha badham ityahu. Super, excellent. Badham, sadhu. And these are our expressions, one word expressions of positive responses. So mantrinaha, all the mantris, and saha sarvaihi maharshibhihi saha, along with all maharshis like Vasishtha, Vamadeva, etc., etc. Along with all of them, ministers also have together acknowledged that Badham. Yes, super. We all agreed. Let's go for it. So Supritaha, pleased, well pleased Raja Daśaratha. Mantrinaha, with the mantris, Shvaha Yatra iti abravit. Raja Daśaratha said, all right, I'm very happy that all of you also have agreed. Tomorrow we are starting our travel. Tomorrow is travel. So he made that announcement.
WhatsApp call मध्ये बघायला पाहिजे ना मला.
WhatsApp call मध्ये बघायला पाहिजे. बंद करता.
Arunji, can you mute? Sure.
इकडे मी सांगते तुला.
Mantrinastam Narendrasya
Mantrinastam Narendrasya
Ratrim Paramasatkrita Ushuste Mudita Sarve Gunaihi Sarvais Samanvita. So Mantrinaha Tam Ratrim Narendrasya Mantrinaha Tam Ratrim Paramasatkrutaha Ushuhu. Ushuhu means stayed. Uvasa means one in Ekavachanam. Ushuhu is Bahuvachanam. So te Narendrasya Mantrinaha Paramasatkritaha Tam Ratrim Ushuhu Muditaha. And they all have spent that night very happily, Muditaha, very gladly. Sarvaihi Gunaihi means Satkara Atishayaihi, because they are Paramasatkritaha. So with those Satkara, with those felicitations that they all have received from Daśaratha, they seemed like Sarvaihi Gunaihi, Sarvaihi Samanvitaha. They seemed like happily surrounded by or happily covered by all the felicitations made by the Raja. Ityarshe Ramayane
Srimad Ramayane
Valmikiye
Adikavye
Balakande Ashtashashtitamas Sargaha.
Ashtashashtitamas Sargaha.
Because it's a short sarga, and most likely next Saturday I will be really busy with the marriage. We will complete another short sarga, Navashashtitamas Sargaha. So they all said, okay, that night they have spent. Let's continue what happens next day. Tato Ratriam Vyatitayam Sopadhyaya Sabandhavaha Raja Daśaratho Khrishtaha
Raja Daśaratho Khrishtaha
Sumantram idam abravit. Tataha Ratriam Vyatitayam. After the night has passed away, Sopadhyayaha Sabandhavaha, along with Upadhyayas, along with all his scholarly teachers, guides, advisors, Sabandhavaha, along with his relatives, Raja Daśaratha Khrishtaha, very happy Raja Daśaratha, Sumantram idam abravit. He said this to Sumantra, his chief of staff. Sumantram idam abravit. Adya sarve dhanadhyakshaah.
Adya sarve dhanadhyaksha.
Dhanamadaya pushkalam.
Dhanamadaya pushkalam.
Prajantvagre suvihitaah.
Prajantagre suvihitaah.
Nana ratna samanvitaah.
Nana ratna samanvitaah.
So he's saying to Sumantra, oh Sumantra, today, sarve dhanadhyakshaah, let all treasurers, dhanam pushkalam dhanam adaya, by withdrawing, by drawing sufficient, abundant wealth from the treasury, vrajant agre vrajantu, may they move ahead, suvihitaah, meaning well protected and well wished, nana ratna samanvitaah, let them carry all kinds of gems, jewelry, etc., etc. Nana ratna samanvitaah suvihitaah sarve dhanadhyakshaah pushkalam dhanamadaya adya agre vrajantu is the sentence there. Chaturangam balam chapi.
Chitrangam balam chapi.
Shighram niryatu sarvashah.
Shighram niryatu sarvasah.
Mamagnya samakalam cha.
Mamagnya samakalam cha.
Yana
Yana
yugyamanutamam.
Yana yugyamanutamam.
So now first was treasuries. Let them carry wealth in the first row. Then chaturanga balam chapi shighram niryatu sarvashah. Please bring the best of all the armed forces, security forces, and let them also niryatu, let them also start moving. Mama ajna, with my orders, samakalam, at the same time as the treasurers are going, at the same time, let the security forces also go with them as protection for them. Yana yugyam anuttamam, with the best vehicles. Yanam is vehicle here. Yana yugyam. Yugmam it can be, but yugmam if we say it is only two, but here it is yana yugyam, which means the best of the vehicles. Anuttamam yana yugyam samakalam cha mama ajnaya chaturanga balam niryatu sarvashah. Vasishto vamadevascha.
Vasishto vamadevascha.
Jabalirata kashyapah.
Jabalirata kashyapah.
Markandeya sudhirghayuhu.
Markandeya sudhirghayuhu.
Rishihi katyayanastatha.
Rishi katyayanastatha.
Eti dvijah prayantvagre.
Eja dvija prayantvagre.
Syandanam yojayasvami.
Syandayan yojayasyape.
Me.
Me.
Yatha kalatyayo na syat.
Yatha kalatyayo na sadyat.
Nasyat.
Nasyat.
Dutahi varayanti mam.
Dudutahi varanti mama.
Varayanti mam.
Tvarayanti mam.
So he is saying, now see the order. The first ones were treasurers. Kosha dhanadhyaksha. Then Kshatriya, Chaturanga Balam. Then Vasishto Vamadevas. Vasishtaha, Vamadevaha, Jabalihi, Kashyapaha, Sudhirghayuhu Rishi Markandeyaha, Katyayanaha, Tatha ete Dvijaha, Prayantu, Agre. Then in front of me, let all these rishis also be before me. So imagine the convoy. You have the treasurers in the front and the next security forces along with them, behind or along with them. And then all the scholars, all the advisors, ministers, etc., rishis. And Syandanam Yojayaswami. Also arrange for my Syandanam. Syandanam is chariot. Also arrange for my chariot. Yatha kala atyayaha nasyat. Make sure there is no delay in time. Dutahi tvarayanti mam. These dutas of that have come from Mithila and brought this great message. Te tvarayanti mam. They are hurrying me, which means I'm in a hurry. I'm excited. I want to go as soon as possible without any delay. So he's saying they are hurrying me up, which means, in fact, I am excited. So let us move, is what Daśaratha implies there. Vachanattu narendrasya.
Vachanattu narendrasya
Tasena chaturangini.
Tasena chaturangini
Rajanam rishibhih sardham.
Rajanam rushibhih sardham
Prajantam prishtatonvagat.
Prajantam prishtathonvagat.
So, tat vachanat, Narendrasya vachanattu, by the instructions of the Narendra, the king, Daśaratha, sa sena chaturangini, that chaturangabala sena, rajanam rishibhihi sardham, along with rishis, rajanam vrajantam prushtataha anvagat. By following Raja behind, all of them have left for, they have followed Raja, anuagat. Gatva chaturaham margam.
Gatva chaturaham margam
Videhanabhyupeyivan.
Videhanabhyupeyivan
Raja tu janaka shriman.
Raja tu janaka shriman
Shrutva pujamakalpayat.
Shrutva pujamakalpayat.
So chaturaham, 4 days. Gatva chaturaham margam. Gatva videhan abhi upeyivan. Finally, they have entered after traveling for 4 days. While coming, it was just dutas, so they came very quickly in 3 nights and 3 days. But here they had to take 4 days because it's a long convoy and you cannot rush. So they took a day extra. Chaturaham margam, 4 days of path they have taken, travel. And Raja tu janakaha shriman shrutva pujam akalpayat. By listening, by coming aware, by coming to know that, the whole convoy, the Daśaratha's convoy has arrived, Shriman Janakaha Raja, or Raja Shriman Janakaha, Pujam Akalpayat, he arranged for all honors and services to the Daśaratha's convoy. Tato Rājānamāsādya
Tato Rājānamāsādya Vruddham Daśaratham Nripam Janako Mudito Raja Harshan cha paramam yayo.
So Tataha Rājānamāsādya, by approaching the Raja. What kind of Raja? Vruddham Daśaratham Nripam, that long experienced king Daśaratha. So we don't call him old, we call long experienced. Is Vruddha. Vruddham Daśaratham Nripam Asadya, by approaching him. Muditaha Raja Janakaha, delighted King Janaka. Harsham cha paramam yayau. He also obtained lot of happiness. Harsham cha paramam yayau. Uvacha narasreshto.
Uvacha narasreshto.
Narasreshtham mudanvitaha.
Narasreshtam mudanvitaha.
Swagatam te Maharaja.
Swagatam te Maharaja.
Dishtya prapto si Raghava.
Dishtya cha prapto si Raghava. Raghava.
Raghava, O Raghava. So, Narasreshtaha mudanvitaha narasreshtham cha uvacha. best of the men, Janaka, with all delight, has spoken with the best of the kings. So, Janaka and Daśaratha, Narasreshtham. In English, you cannot make those two differences. Unto, probably we can say. He's delighted Narasreshtaha said this unto the Narasreshtha. What did he say? Swagatam te Maharaja. O Maharaja, welcome to you. Dishtya prapto si Raghava. By fortune you have come here. Dishti. Dishti, we spoke about this usage in the past also. The dishti in our other regional languages will sound like a negative thing. But in positive Sanskrit literature, dishti means dishtya, dishtihi, tritiya vibhakti. By dishti, by through dishti, means by fortunately, by fortune, in an unexpected pleasant surprise, is dishtya. Dishtya praptaha asi. It's our fortune that you have arrived here. Raghava, Raghava. So here Raghava is Daśaratha, not Rama. Any descendant of Raghu is Raghava. Popularly Rama, but anyone can be Raghava. In this context, Daśaratha is addressed as Raghava. Putrayor abhayo pritim.
Putrayorubhayoh pritim.
Lapsyase virya nirjitam.
Lapsase viryanirjitam.
Ya prapto mahatejaha.
Dishtya prapto mahateja.
Vasishto bhagavan rishihi.
Vashishtho bhagavan rishihi.
Sah sarvair dvijasreshtaihi.
Saha sarvair dvijashtreshtaihi.
Devairiva shatakratuhu.
Devairiva shatakratuhu.
So, just as Shatakratuhu, who is Shatakratu?
Indra.
Chakraha is the other word. Sha.kra. This is Shatakratuhu. So, Shatakratuhu Devaihi Iva. Just as Indra along with gods, so also you along with Bhagavan Rishihi Vasishtaha and Sarvaihi Sreshtaihi Dvijaihi, along with all the excellent scholars, Dishtya Praptaha, very fortunate.
Fortunately allied to the Agyavashad allied.
Arrived here. And so, Bhayoho Putrayoho Pritim Lapsyase, you shall obtain, you shall have the love of your two sons. The two Virya Nirjitam, those who have won over my daughter's challenge or condition. Virya Nirjitam.
Nirjitam is Sītā's lakshana, Visheshana.
Dishtya me nirjita vighna.
Dishtya me nirjita vighna.
Dishtya me pujitam kulam.
Dishtya me pujitam kulam.
Raghavai saha sambandha. Raghavai saha sambandhat.
Radhavai saha sambandhat.
Viryasreshtair mahatmabhihi.
Viryasreshtair mahatmabhihi.
So, Dishtya me nirjita vignaha. Fortunately, all the obstructions were won over. So, see the language here. Vighna nirjita. And means Vignaha nirjitaha. It is in Bahuvachanam. Dishtya me pujitam kulam. My kulam, my family is also fortunately, honored. Raghavaihi saha sambandhat. With this relationship with Raghavas, which means with Daśaratha's family. Raghavaihi saha sambandhat. Viryasreshtaihi mahatmabhihi. What kind of Raghavas? Mahatmas. And Viryasreshtaha, who are excellent in valor. With such family, with this relationship, our family, our kulam is honored, and all the obstructions that I had so far in the past are also ridden. Shvah prabhate narendrendra
Shvah prabhate narendrendra
nirvartayitum
nirvartayetu marhasi
yajnasyante narasreshta
yajnasyante narashreshta
vivaham rishi sammatam.
vivaham rishisammatam.
So if you see, right, I mean, if you observe, not observe, I mean, it is very clear here that it is a very traditional marriage proposal, right? It is an arranged marriage. Parents are talking. Raja Mithiladhipaha, Janaka has proposed, Daśaratha is listening, and so we will see Daśaratha's response also. But he is proposing, right, that we are blessed if we can get into a relationship with Raghavas who are of valor and all, right? So that great thing. And so he's saying, if you all like this, then Shvah Prabhate, tomorrow morning itself, Narendrendra, saying best of the people. Narendra, which is king. Indra of them, best of such kings. Narendrendra. Nirvartayitum arhasi. You will be able to execute it, or you will be able to let it happen. What? Yajnasya ante. When? Yajnasya ante. Towards the end of my yajna, which will be in a day or two. Narasreshta, the best of the kings. Vivaham. What? Vivaham. So nirvartayitum, you will be able to make it happen. Make it happen. What? Vivaham. What kind of vivaha? Rishi sammatam. Agreed upon by all the rishis. When? Yajnasya ante, towards the end of my yajna. Narasreshta. So it's an obviously arranged marriage approved by all the rishis on both sides of Janaka and Daśaratha. And he's saying, if you all agree, tomorrow morning you can start to, start for the engagement or whatever you call it, right? Tasya tadvachanam shrutva.
Tasya tadvachanam shrutva
Rishi madhye naradhipaha.
Rishi madhye naradhipaha
Vakyam vakyavidam sreshtaha.
Vakyam vakyavidam shreshtaha
Pratyuvacha mahipatim.
Pratyuvacha mahipatim.
So tasya tadvachanam shrutva, by listening to this plea or request of Janaka, Rishi madhye naradhipaha, amidst the rishis, the king, vakyavidam sreshtaha, best of the well aware of, best of the communicators. Vakyavid is one who knows the speech, which means one who can converse well, one who can communicate well. So vakyavidam sreshtaha naradhipaha rishi madhye mahipatim vakyam pratyuvacha. He replied this to the Mahipati, to Janaka. Daśaratha replied to Janaka. What did he reply? Pratigraho datruvashaha.
Pratigraho datruvashaha
Sutametan maya pura.
Shrutametan maya pura
Yatha vakshyasi dharmagnya.
Yatha vakshyasi dharmagnya
Tat karishyamahe vayam.
Tat karishyamahe vayam.
So pratigraha datruvashaha. That is a beautiful quote that Daśaratha is making. What he says is, pratigraha, one who is receiving, the recipient, is datruvashaha. Is under the influence or is under the control of the donor. The recipient is under the donor. Iti sutam etat maya pura. I've heard it long time back, which means this is an age-old truth that recipient is under the donor, which means recipient has to obey to the conditions of the donor. not the other way. Unfortunately, due to the the Western and non-Indian influences in the recent several centuries, we were probably socially, we went off that, and a lot of atrocities have happened against this practice of the receiver being humble to the donor. The donor is Kanyadata, and Pratigraha, who is the receiver. He should be humble to the data, because he is the data, and I am a Pratigraha. I am a receiver, recipient. Right? So King Daśaratha is saying that Shrutametan Maya Pura. I've heard this long time back, which means this is an age-old practice. And so I am under your influence, sir. Whatever you say is essentially what Daśaratha is saying. Yes, in order to say yes tomorrow morning, he is saying it with reference of the age-old practice, age-old sayings, saying Datruvashaha Pratigraha. That's very, very important for us to remember and note. Datruvashaha Pratigraha Sutametan Maya Pura Yatha Vakshyasi Dharmagnya. You know Dharma, Janakaji. So as you say, Yatha Vakshyasi, as you say, Tat Karishyamahe Vayam. We shall do that, so shall we do it. As you say, so shall we do it. Because you are a Dharmagnya, and also I am a receiver, and so whatever you say is what I do. So beautifully, elegantly told. And we all should know it, because we have heard how reverse the practices have become in our society for various reasons in the past. But things have changed, of course. And even otherwise, we all, as Ramayana authentic readers, students, which means studying people, so students, we should all quote this. Datruvashaha Pratigraha is what we should. And this is quoted by Daśaratha saying Etat Shrutam Maya Pura. This I've heard it since long time, age-old time. Okay. Any comments here?
That holds in every walk of life, probably. When somebody invites you for prasadam or some kind of any kind of favor or any kind of gift.
Correct. Correct. Dharmishtam cha yashasyam cha.
Dharmishtam cha yashasyam cha.
Vachanam satyavadinaha.
Vachanam satyavadinaha.
Shrutva videhadhipatihi.
Shrutva videhadhipatihi.
Param vismayam agataha.
Param vismayam agataha.
So satyavadinaha dharmishtam yashasyam cha vachanam shrutva. By listening to the quote, the statement of dharmishtha, one who is established in dharma, yashasyam, with one which is a very famous, popular, nameful vachanam, statement of satyavadinaha, of those who stick to reality, who are known to stick to reality, or those who are known to practice reality, which is Daśaratha and Raghavas. Their vachanam shrutva videhadipatihi, the king of Videha, Janaka, param vismayam agataha. Wow, wonderful. He felt very delighted. Why? Though it is a practice, known practice, but one more time, if somebody hasn't violated it, because that means there were some people even then who have violated it, bad guys, right? So now, oh, see Daśaratha, how great he is. He's continuing the practice. So I'm happy. Right? Another example. So like that. Tatas sarve muniganaha.
ततः सर्वे मुनिगणाः
Paraspara samagami
परस्परसमागमे
harshena mahata yuktaha
हर्षेण महता युक्ताः
tam nisham avasan sukham.
तां निशाम् अवसन् सुखम्.
So after that, after both Daśaratha also accepting, saying, as you say, sir, because you are the giver, you are the donor, as you say, and then Daśaratha, Videhadipatihi, Janaka also very delighted with that acknowledgement or with that agreement of Janaka, of Daśaratha. Then Tataha, Sarve Muniganaha, all the munis from both the sides, Paraspara Samagami, by meeting each other. Oh, hello, sir. How are you? What do you do? I am so and so. Oh, yeah, I know you. We met. We did that yajna. Then, oh, by the way, we also were co-students. We studied under that. All of that, right? So, Paraspara Samagami, Harshena, with all Harsha. Harsha is hearty, well, heartened. Harshena, Mahata Harshena, with lot of delight. Yuktaha, Tam Nisham, Sukham Avasan. They have spent that night with all happiness. Raja cha Raghavau putrau
राजा च राघवौ पुत्रौ
Nishamya Pariharshitaha
निशाम्य परिहर्षितः
Uvasa Paramaprito
उवास परमप्रीतो
Janakena Abhipujitaha.
जनकेनाभिपूजितः.
By also honored and served by Janaka, Paramaharshe Pariharshitaha. Raja Raghavau putrau Nishamya Paramapritaha Uvasa. Raja Daśaratha also, after receiving all the services and puja from Janaka, met with his two sons Raghavau, Rama Lakshmana, and hugging them very happily. He also spent that night there. In fact, in another bhashyam, there is another commentary there of another shloka, probably that seemed to miss between numbers 17 and 18. There they say Rama and Lakshmana, seeing their father Daśaratha after such a long time, they did with all respect, they did Pada Pranama, Pada Namaskar to their father. That sentence, that shloka is missing in this text. So Raja cha Raghavau putrau Nishamya Pariharshitaha Uvasa Paramaprito Janakena Abhipujitaha Janakopi Mahatejaha
जनकोऽपि महातेजाः
Kriyam Dharmena Tattvavit
क्रियां धर्मेण तत्त्ववित्
Yajnasya Sutabhyam cha
यज्ञस्य च स्तुताभ्यां च
Krutva Ratrim Uvasaha.
कृत्वा रात्रिमुवासः.
Janaka also, Mahatejaha Janaka also, Dharmena Kriyam Krutva, by doing all his activities, all his tasks properly as per Dharma. Tattvavit Mahatejaha Janakaha. Tattvavit, Raja Janakaha is known for his spiritual understanding. Tattvam. Tattvam is not spiritual, is an ordinary word, English word. But Tattvam is the original spirit behind it. Word versus spirit, we say, right? Follow the spirit, even if you miss the word, they say. So, Tattvavit means one who knows the spirit, not just the words. So, Tattvavit Janakaha, Sutabhyam Yajnasya Dharmena Kriyam Kritva Ratrim Uvasaha. Finally, after completing his tasks of the yajna that day, he also spent that night happily. Ityarshe
इत्यार्षे श्रीमद् रामायणे
Valmikiye
वाल्मीकिये
Adikavye
आदिकाव्ये
Balakande
बालकाण्डे
Vasashtitamas Sargah.
नवशिष्टितमः सर्गः.
Anybody has anything to say? So we have completed 69 sargas, Another 8 more to go to complete Balakanda. It's a great achievement for all of us, because reading every shloka and that too in that detail and learning so many cultural exclamations, cultural expressions, cultural practices, cultural by meaning Sanatana, right? Esha Dharma Sanatana. We heard Vishwamitra saying that several times, and even Daśaratha saying, Shrutamaya, Shrutametan Maya Pura. I've heard this for so long, since so long ago. So such practices, such statements, sadhu, badham, bhadram te, swasti astu, right? All these cultural expressions also we have learned, we have been learning. Let's practice them so that the purpose of studying Ramayanam is served. Story all of us know, but it is not for that alone we are studying, and we are studying it more to learn what can we revive in our daily lives, to be Ramayana-adhyayi, adhyayinaha, Ramayana-adhyayinaha, those who are studying Ramayanam. We say in introductions, in Pravara Parichaya also, right? Shukla Yajurveda or Krishna Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurshakha Adhyayi. That means I am a student of Krishna Yajurshakha. Likewise, Ramayana Adhyayi. That means I am a student of Ramayana. In not just in the story or the word, shlokas, in tattva aspect of it. So congratulations to all of us. In another 8 sargas will be completing Balakanda, which is a great achievement in itself.
Several adjectives are compacted in a stanza, in an Anushtupa Chanda. It's really amazing. And whenever they are in Vibhakti, it is good training of all this revision of grammar. Thank you so much. And lots of Tadit Pratyaya. Vaidehi, then whatever, Aishwarya and all that kind of thing. Very nice. Thank you so much for taking such an interest over a period of so many months and months. And we are really fortunate that you are teaching us all without any hindrance. So I'm really blessed.
2020 Sri Ramanavami we started. 2022 Sri Ramanavami just passed. Another 8 weeks.
Right.
We'll be in over 2 years and 2 months. We would be completing Balakanda.
Wow, 2 years. It's a long time. Yeah. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. I'm sorry.
And it's a great timing also, Bhogaji, for you.
Yeah.
Whatever we are studying today and whatever the time you are going through today, it's a very great timing, and
Yeah.
very nice. Dhanyavad, Bhogaji.
So is there a class next Saturday?
So next Saturday we cannot have it.
Okay, that's what you mentioned briefly. Yeah, I remember.
Saturday we will skip. And
okay.
The following Saturday we can make it.
Okay, thank you.
Saturday will be 30th, right?
That is
29th.
30th it will be. 30th. I will be in Chennai. No, I will be in Chennai for the reception.
Okay.
To skip that also. Or we can do it on Sunday, on 1st. You all are okay. On May 1st, we can. The 30th is our reception in Chennai. They are giving the reception, and so I'll be busy there afternoon, evening. So next Saturday, no class, but the next after that, we'll do it on Sunday.
Okay.
First. Niramaya.
Sarve Om Shanti.
Have great time till then.
Dhanyavad, Bhogaji.
Dhanyavad, Bhogaji.